West Tigers fans, how the heck are we doing today? Today's video is a very special one because we are launching Fan Fridays on NRL Deep Dive and we have our first guest on the show. But before we jump into today's interview with our friend and fan of NRL Deep Dive and the West Tigers, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to be part of our next NRL Deep Dive fan session, make sure you let me know in the comments. Anyway, let's get into it because we have a lot to unpack.
How you doing, mate?
Hey, thanks for jumping on, brother. How are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. You were the first fan to jump on Fan Fridays, so super pumped about that.
Yeah.
Let's start off with, you introducing yourself to everyone, who you are, maybe,
Yeah.
when you became a fan of the West Tigers and kind of a little bit about what you do, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. My name is Tigers. I do a series of YouTube videos where I just go over headlines and stuff like that. I started supporting the West Tigers when I was 5 years old. I could not choose between these teams, even if my life depended on it. I just couldn't pick. So,
100%. I'm right there
yeah,
with you, man. My father was a Tigers fan. My grandpa was a Tigers fan. It's just in our DNA, right?
yeah, it
Um,
is.
so going off of that, who's your favorite player and why?
My player is Fanua Pole for the Tigers.
Hey, why's that?
He's just a beast, man. I just love the way that he carries the ball.
Absolutely. Now,
Yeah.
I assume it could probably be the same guy, but if you could sit down for a beer with one West Tigers player, present, or past, who would that be and what would you ask them?
Oh, it'd definitely be Benji Marshall. I'd like to ask him about the flick pass, bro. 100%.
Absolutely.
Time player. Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely one of my favorite. He's one of those ones that, I kind of idolized growing up. Every kid wanted to be like Benji Marshall, especially his flick pass, his kicking
Yeah,
game. He was on another level. So, I got a few
was.
questions for you, man, around the West Tigers. Kind of want to get your honest thoughts, opinions. Being a Tigers fan, we can be honest. It hasn't been easy for us the last few years. Hasn't been easy for us this season. We've had a lot of different crap go down.
Yeah,
But
we
let's
have.
start off with the man himself, Benji Marshall. What are your thoughts on his overall coaching style this year? How do you feel like he's doing? Do you think he's exceeding his expectations? Do you think there's room for growth? Just give me your honest take on that.
Yeah. I think that Benji is a great coach. I think that honestly, he has provided the best thing that's ever possibly happened to this club in the last 5 years because watching as a supporter, like we haven't really had anything to grasp hope on for the last few years, man. And Benji, as soon as he came to the club, and just the 5 wins already this year, and we only got one more win last year. So he's just provided a bit of belief and like something into the culture, which is really what we've needed for a long, long time. And it's good that he's done that. But I just think that if Benji can continue what he's doing, I think that we can probably get even close to 10 wins this year. I'm really thinking and believing that we could do that.
Absolutely. That's it. It's all about positivity, man. Like
Yeah,
Benji knows how to play footy. He's literally one of the best footy players of all time. And what he's done this season is created one of the most dangerous spines in the NRL. We've seen Fox News say that. We've seen a lot of people say that. What are your thoughts on our current spine, especially as we sign new people like TAYLAN May, Kai Pierce-Paul? Like, give me your overall thoughts on the team, but more specifically that like back line and the spine with all of that.
yeah, I think the back line is working pretty well at the moment, like especially with Taruva and Skelton. Those ball carries just out of our own yardage have been really good for us, especially Taruva. He just throws himself into the defense every single time. And that's all we ask for as fans, really. Like, we just want them to give 100%. And I know us Tigers fans, we really want to win, like, especially this game, man. We just need a win. But
Absolutely.
even the back line, like, I believe that Adam Dewey is still a very good player. Like, he is actually a good piece of the back line, I believe, as well. Like, he's very underrated too. Like, I think a lot of people will just jump to his case and say, oh, he hasn't been playing his best year, but he's been through so much as an individual that you can't really hold him against his performance or anything like that, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, you're right on the money there. I'm a huge AD fan. Like, if I had to pick one favorite player in this team right now, it has to be Adam Dewey. Like
Yeah,
his attitude, his personality, his work ethic. Like you said, the
yeah,
amount of crap that he's had to go through, man, and
yeah.
he's still
That's
out there. giving his 110%. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we need a win, right? So we're going up against Canberra Raiders. We just got word that Jerome Luai is set to play if Benji allows him. After
That's,
his Origin little mishap with the eye gouging, which is, in my opinion, kind of dirty, and he shouldn't have done that.
yeah.
But if you were Benji, would you play him this coming week? There is a lot of fans on my channel saying he should go to New South Wales Cup for a week and learn his lesson. What do you think, pairing him with Heath Mason this coming weekend?
I think that him and Heath will work pretty well in the halves together. I'm quite happy that Heath got the re-sign. I believe in our players. Like even though he did miss 11 tackles in the first game, that's completely fine because there has to be room for improvement. We have to believe in our juniors, man. Like we haven't invested in our juniors, this club, in a really, really long time. And I just think that with like Hennessy coming through and all these good players, like we just need to invest in the juniors. And I'm glad that they've actually extended Heath because even though he did miss those tackles, he's got every chance to prove himself for so many other games, which I'm very looking forward to. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been getting behind Heath like for as long as I've heard his name on this channel. Like I knew when the man who shall, remain nameless left the club, or we got glimpses of him leaving the club. I
yeah,
knew that Heath was going to be the guy to step in, and I knew Latufaianu would be as well. But I just, with his injuries, I knew there was going to be this buffer, and the fact that Benji put Heath in and he stood up and took the bull by the horns and just ran with it for such a young gun. It goes to
yeah,
show how much power we have in our pathway programs, in our young fellas. And I know on Pies and Tigers on your channel, a lot of your content is centered around these young guns, right?
yeah.
So can you tell me, maybe give me three of your favorite youngsters or your, must watch kind of three guys on the rise and kind of what positions they play, their names, obviously, and then where you kind of see them fitting in our current roster, maybe going forward next year.
Yeah, so even a player that there's two players that could break into the team this year. The first one is Hennessy at the centres, Macassini. He is a very good player. He even takes goal kicking duties as well. He's a very good kicker, which we could possibly see coming into the team this year, like late in the year. That's if the season doesn't go to plan, I'd say, I guess. But another one is Phoenix Godinay. He is a second rower, and I watched him in the Harold Matthews grand final. He scored a try where he broke off about four people trying to tackle him. So he has to be in the team straight away, I'd assume as well. And I got a comment on my Instagram yesterday that he's already turned 18 now, apparently. So
Hmm.
it's looking very exciting for Tigers fans.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Back to that, the first young fella you mentioned, his kicking game. That's something that, I mean, I wouldn't say Adam Dewey is lacking in, but there has been a trend that we are missing goal kicks at this in this point of the season, right? And I believe that did cost us the game against the was it the Rabbitohs or the Cowboys? I think probably both, where we
yeah,
lost by 2 points. And so the fact that they were hard kicks, I'll give him that. But if we could have someone come through that maybe has a fresh perspective on kicking, that would be a huge advantage for us, I think, as a club.
yeah,
We have all this extra cap space. We've signed, KPP and TAYLAN May, and so I'm super pumped to see them come out. Kai Pearce-Paul set to come in next year with TAYLAN May coming in about 2 or 3 more weeks after training. He's on a
yeah.
training trial deal, so if everything goes well, we'll see him obviously, get extended an offer, blah blah blah. But do you think with our cap space, should we be like putting our eyes on anyone else outside of the West Tigers? If so, who are they? Or should we just focus on our young guns that we have coming through?
I think 110% focus on the young guns that are coming through at the moment just because of the talent that we have. But if there's a player at a position that we could get for a reasonable price, then I'm all for it as well. Like, I just don't know who that may be. When you mentioned Daniel from, I believe, the Bulldogs, the
Yeah,
front row,
Fafita.
yeah,
Yeah.
Fafita, fan of him. I'd prefer him more than David Fafita actually because I just think he has a better work ethic and he actually like shows up to the game a bit more, goes a
Hmm.
bit better about his footy and stuff like that. So
For
yeah, I'd
sure. Yeah.
prefer Fafita if I had to really choose out of another player from another club to
Definitely.
come to, yeah.
Cool. And then, obviously when new growth comes in, new players come in, people are going to be forced out, right? There's talk of Seyfarth, Alex Seyfarth. Love the guy,
Yeah.
love his work ethic, big red, all that. But like, do you see him as someone being kind of pushed out of the team or, just naturally pushed out, right? Because you have these young players coming, you have these new signings coming in. I could see Latu Fainu playing a ball playing lock, and then Alex Twile moving. What are your thoughts on all of that? Who do you think will be naturally pushed to the bench or even pushed out of our, starting lineups?
Well, I think that I actually believe that Alex should not be in the starting lineup, and I believe that Latu should either be playing 13 or 7 straight away. But the reason that I think that Alex should be straight out is because I actually went to the Dolphins game last year, and he made like 181 meters. He scored almost 2 tries that game, and he used to run with so much more heart than he
Mm.
does now. Like his career has personally just seen a bit of a decline. Like I want to see more out of him. That's just what fans want to see. You know what I mean? Like I just wish that he would have a bit more heart every single time that he runs the ball. And even when I went to watch that game, I was like, far out. If this kid plays like this every game, we can seriously be a threatening football side, man. Like I think we should keep him in the team and give him a few more chances. But I just overall, I think that he's on his way out.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like, I still remember his intensity that he brought. I was like, holy crap, this guy is on another He was a mean machine. And, and then seeing where he is now, I don't know what that change has been. Where someone like Adam Dewey, like, he's, tried to stay consistent. He's tried to be better each and every game. But Seyfarth, I just don't know if I've seen that. And that to me is a little concerning, especially because we do have all these new young guns coming through. I'm like, naturally, I think us as fans, but also as a club, we know that Seyfarth will probably be that next person. A lot of people are saying Stafford Toa as well, that we won't see him, much longer. That's a lot of rumor going around, but people also haven't been super impressed with his work ethic. And with TAYLAN May coming through, even some of our young guns that you mentioned, that we have some center prospects. Like, what are your thoughts on, Stafford Toa possibly not being with the West Tigers?
Yeah, well, that's just a reality check, to be honest, because he's
Yeah.
actually been the best players on his fantasy this year. So I really hope that the West Tigers do re-sign him because he's playing some incredible football at the moment. But I just don't really see how we can re-sign him if we've got Hennessy coming through and we've got Taylor May. That's pretty much our positions filled, really. So
Exactly. Yeah, right. It's just like it's such a wild position to be in as a club because we haven't been here in a while, right? It's like we have a problem, and that is we have too much talent and
correct.
nowhere to put them, right? And so that to me is just a crazy thought to have as a West Tigers fan. So as I sit here and ponder on my channel, I'm like, all right, what a crazy good lineups look like. It's so hard to pick and choose, especially when you have young guns. So I want to do kind of an exercise with you, like an activity that I'm going to do with every fan that we have on this show,
Yeah,
and that is you're going to build out your top 17, possibly 18 if you had to,
yeah,
and yeah, when you're ready, go through from 1 to 17 or 18.
yeah. All right. So at my fullback, I would have Dream Buller. Then on one wing, I would actually change it up a little bit and do something a bit different. I would have Isaac Tupanua on the wing. And then I would move Jarrell Skelton into the centre. And then for the other centre, I would have uh, Adam Dewey.
Okay.
Possibly, I would have Adam Dewey at the other centre. Then I would probably put um, Taruva on the other wing. And then for the probably I would leave Star out because I just think that if somebody doesn't want to really be at the club, I just don't see why we should play them because that was like the same situation with Lachlan Galvin.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly.
To play him. But yeah, at my 6, I would actually have Latu at 6, and then I would still keep Jerome at 7. But I did think last night that he really did play well at 6 in Origin, 2 try assists. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
that, I think
Exactly.
could use him at 6, bro, and then put Latu at 7. That would be pretty ideal for us going forward.
100%.
But at my 8, I would have Terrell May. Then 9, I would still have Appy. 10, Fanua Pole, obviously, because he's a beast. I would have 11, Samuel Ofinu. I really like Sam. He's one of my favourite players as well. 12, I would probably have Sione Fainu as well. I don't really see how he doesn't start some games because he's been very underrated for us as a player. Like, I
Absolutely.
remember coming off the bench and he was making like 100 meters in like 21 or 23 minutes played. And I was just like, how's he not getting more minutes, man?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
But then at 13, I would probably have, oh, yeah, I'd probably go Alex Seyfarth.
Okay.
Yeah, he could be an like. I just really hope that he does have a breakout game at lock. He could possibly have one because we really need a lock. Like Alex Twal isn't an ideal ball playing lock. Like at the end of the day, he doesn't really have that try scoring ability or flair to his game. Like if we got Jermaine Hopgood when we were going through that Lachlan Galvin saga, he would have been perfect for the club, man. Because there's been so
100%.
many opportunities where he's just passed it off to the left or the right, and then they've made a break about 60, 70 meters downfield. But for my bench, I would have Startower on the bench, probably just like 16 or 17 at a utility role. And then I would have Mason probably at 14. Then I would have um, probably like Kit Lalali
Mm.
in because I think that Kit should have actually played against the Panthers. I think we could have even got a win there because when I seen that he didn't get played, man, that kind of ticked me off a little bit, but it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah. And the last player I would put on the list is probably Luke Lee or someone like that because I just think that Luke, he's been proven it every week, man. Like, I'm
Mm.
so keen, so pumped for the State of Origin tonight to watch our two Tigers young guns. That
Yep.
should be a crazy game, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, those Lilly brothers are just on another level, man. And I think it also comes with the territory of like Benji's and is like promoting this family first culture. We got the Fayanu brothers here, we got the May brothers now, and then we got the Lalili brothers as well. And that to me is so sick to like think we have three groups of brothers possibly all being able to play at the same time. Like there's that chemistry, that brotherhood, right? That you cannot create even with the best of players. So I'm super, super pumped. But I love that lineup. I think that is a killer lineup for sure. You mentioned Appy at 9. There has been a lot of rumor going around that Appy was looking at the Bears possibly. We saw Talon De Silva, back on our roster this week, and so
Yeah,
I had the thought of like, all right, he's been playing lower footy for a few weeks now. Benji said to get his fitness up, but then all that stuff came out with Appy saying like, hey, I'd be open to moving on somewhere else. Benji says he ain't going anywhere, but at the same time, I'm like, a lot of coaches say things, like trying to
yeah,
manifest things, right? And so to see Talon come back on that roster kind of put a thought in my head, like, oh crap, is Appy actually going somewhere that we just don't know yet? And is we're trying to put minutes on Talon to make sure that he knows that, like, hey, we are very serious about you. What are your thoughts on all that? Do we keep Appy for another year? Should we, start really investing into talent because he has some serious freaking talent, or do we
yeah.
just let him go, kind of like we've done with other good talent in the past?
I think that we should probably throw everything at Talon. I wasn't a fan of Talon until I started watching him actually play in Cup the last couple of weeks. And he only got dropped to Cup to actually get his minutes back up. That's what I
Mm,
believe, and to get fully fit to play 80 minutes.
okay.
Now, Appy was exceptional in that game against South, but ever since that game, I'm not trying to bag him out or anything. He hasn't really done anything that's really been up to his level type of thing, like runs from dummy half and etc. But I just think we need to invest in Talon because he's been a serious threat every single time. Like he can run the ball, he can kick the ball, he can literally set up a whole attack for the reserve grade team. So I just don't see why he couldn't do it in first grade as well.
Absolutely, man. I'm with you 100%. I love Appy to bits, but at the same time, like he is nearing the end of his footy career, I think. Like he's
Yeah,
done amazing things with the NRL. He's done amazing things with the West Tigers. But I you can tell everyone knows it's coming to an end, and I think for West Tigers fans, it's one of those things where we're struggling to let him go in the sense that
yeah,
he's done such great things for us. He's such a role model for our young guns that we don't want to let him go. But at the same time, we've got Talon de Silva literally chomping at the bit. Like, I want
yeah,
more minutes, and if it means I've got to go elsewhere, I will do that. Like, to me, I gotta commend him for saying things like that, like for going after what he wants, because that really shows that he is serious. He is committed to footy, and I think that's what we needed our number nine.
yeah.
So with that, do you think that we have any off-field issues that a hindrance to our game? I know with the whole like Galvin saga, we saw some social media posts from some players. Yeah, what do you think? Do you think we're at a point where we're a fairly healthy team? I watch the Terrell May vlogs a lot, and I sometimes can like hyperfixate on things and like notice there's players not really engaging in those and kind of in the background, i.e. Starfatoa. They're
Yeah.
kind of more just a business partner in that sense. Do you think we have any off-field issues? If so, what do you think they are?
Um, yes, we do have off-field issues, and it is that video where at the airport with Royce Hunt and Buller and Terrell May, when the fan asks Royce Hunt for a photo, and Royce Hunt is eating his food and won't even get a photo with the fan.
Yeah, dude. I know.
Yeah,
I get that. Hey, like I get it's hard because bro's just trying to chill and eat his food at the
but
airport, but at the same time, like bro just wants a photo. You can't just yeah, I get it. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, so yeah, with Royce Hunt actually, what do you think the goal is there? We haven't seen him in a couple weeks. He kind of played a few weeks back, and then after that, really didn't put up many minutes. He didn't put up many meters, and Benji, took him off the starting lineup, and there was a lot of rumor that it was due to fitness, it was due to vaping, it was due to work ethic. What do you know? What do you think it is? What are your thoughts?
I think to be honest, that Royce got dropped because he just wasn't performing up to an NRL player what they're expected to be performing at. And I don't see him actually coming back into this team if he continues to play that way. Because even in Cup, he hasn't really looked the best. And a few people I've seen in the Tigers comments are like, yeah, bring Royce back. I just don't see that as a good idea. Like when we have players that like Kit Lalali and players that actually want to get through to the first grade and are pushing through, pushing their heart out, giving their 100% every week. I just don't see why a player like him deserves a chance, but that's just my opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, man. It's like there's yeah, like you said, so many young guns just ready to just fire on all cylinders and give their absolute all to the team. And yeah, I haven't been I was a big fan of Big Royce, Roll Royce Hunt, like earlier on in the season. Like he the freaking intensity that he would bring on those runs, and I started saying like we need to start him first 20, put him out. Benji ended up doing that. And then it kind of just fizzled out, and that to me got really concerning. So, yeah, man, I'm intrigued to see what happens with Hunt. I think he will be back. I do, but with Kai Pierce Paul coming in next year, and then someone like Kit Lowley as well, like these gun forward second roles, like these guys, they know how to play, and I think
Yeah.
Royce Hunt is really going to have to step it up. And then yeah, kind of we'll start wrapping things up now. Kind of what are your thoughts on the rest of the season? Do you think we still have a solid chance of top eight? We're really only points away from making top eight. It's pretty close in that middle pack. Do you think we're going for spoon? I don't think we're going to get the spoon this year, but yeah, what are your thoughts on the rest of the season?
I think that the Tigers, I know it hurts us fans to say this, but I really believe that we can finish ninth. But I want to push for eighth, but I
Mhm.
just really believe that ninth we will finish because I think we'll win probably around 8 or 9 games, maybe 10. But I just don't really see us pushing past that 6 or 7 mark because I just think that every single time that we have all of our talent in our roster, something seems to go wrong. Like a player will get hurt or just something out of the ordinary will happen, really. Like even that game against the Storm when Fanua Pole got hurt, I was
Mhm.
devastated, man. I was like, this is terrible news for the next 6 weeks. I don't even think we've won a game since he's been injured.
No, no, we've gone on four loss streak, man, and that's brutal. And so I'm really hoping against the Raiders we can pull something together. But also as we look, towards Manly, they've had a few upsets this season, and I believe we can actually make something happen, especially with Talon May coming through, man. Where do you think you would put him if you were Benji? Do you put him on a wing? Do you put him on a center? What are you thinking for him?
I think that we could put him on a center or even the wing, either or really, because he's very versatile. Like when he played at the Panthers, he was probably one of the best talents that I've seen for quite a long time. And it's not actually that long ago that he played football. Like it was only last year, I'd say, that he was actually playing for the Panthers, I think.
Yeah.
So I think we got a very good young kid that is willing to give his body and his heart and his life to the West Tigers. And we need to invest in that as well. That's what I believe. Like, if he really wants to be where he was at and playing the level of football that he was at, then we need to 110% get behind him no matter what's happened. Like, I've seen a lot of people saying that he doesn't deserve a second chance, but I believe he deserves every second chance underneath the sun because he's only human at the end of the day.
Right, yeah. I could not agree more with you. And I cop so much hate on this channel when I back Talamay. But at the end of the day, man, like he knows how to play footy.
He does.
He's gotten himself all together from what we've seen. He's on a train and trial deal. Like he is serious about this. And I
Yeah.
believe, yeah, this club is for people with second like that need a second chance, right? And that speaks volume. Like there's no other club like us. The way that we put our families first, the way that we believe in people, there is something different. I think that's what keeps us loyal. I mean, for me, 23 years. I was what 4 or 5 when we won the friggin' premiership back in '05, and so like I've still stayed committed to this team even after all those upsets. Like there's something special about the Tigers, and I think people just need to accept the fact that hey, Talamay is a phenomenal player that knows how to play great footy, and yes, he has a pass, but don't we all, right? So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the whole fan base, adapts and adopts him into the team list. But people see how he plays footy, they'll be like, oh yeah, dude, this guy is another
Yeah.
level.
Every
Yeah,
week.
exactly, exactly. They're gonna be like, "Where's Taylor May?" So, finally, what I want to do is kind of like a set of six. In a perfect world with Kai Pierce-Paul on our roster here soon, Taylor May as well. What it would be your like ideal set of six? I guess five. If we were to go out and verse any team, run me through each play, 1 through 5. What would that be? Like I'll go first. I'll tell you mine. Right off the kickoff, we get the ball. It goes to either like Samuel Fayanu or Sion Fayanu. They run it up. It's first tackle at this point. I'm gonna
Yep.
go with Talon De Silva. He throws it off to say Seyfarth. He runs through. He makes a few post contact meters. Same thing. De Silva's there again. He throws it off to Terrell May. He gets through. He makes an offload. And then we're often running with Heath Mason or Latufayani, depending who's in. That point, they're down. De Silva passes off to Luai. Luai's got his backline ready. We run it out. Buller's there. He makes a break, gets tackled by the fullback. He has no support. At this point, Luai gets the ball. He puts up a massive bomb, and then it goes out to Starfatoa or Talameda, whoever's in center. He throws it out, little kind of like back flick pass out to either Jarrell Skelton or Taruva, and it's try time in the corner. That's kind of what
Yep.
I'm thinking. What about you?
Yep. I think that it'll be kickoff if the Tigers get the kickoff and like we catch the ball off kickoff. I'd say that Fanua Pole will take the first run. I reckon that he's going to crack the 20-meter line. He'll probably play the ball. Then someone like Sam will take a run, probably crack like the 30-meter line because he's pretty damaging too.
Oh yeah.
Then see someone like either Talon offloading it from dummy half to um, Sayafath for a run up the middle or something like that. And then I'd have one of the centers or the wingers come in for the fourth carry. And then for fifth and last, I'd just put an absolute massive bomb up in the corner for Skelton or Taruva, because that's what I think the Tigers really need to do to try win these games is we need to kick to the corners. And I was a little bit angry at the intensity in the kick chase for the first half. Like I want to see the Tigers really chase the ball and compete for every single time that it's in the air. I think as soon as they do that in the first half, we have a very good chance at actually winning the first half football. And that is like a very big key thing to winning games. So,
Absolutely. Also, real quick, do you think straightening up our attack? So, like, we think of Heath Mason, traditionally a half, but then he kind of got pushed in the fullback. He's been playing fullback, so he knows how to run and be quick on his feet, go left, right. But what do you think of like directing our attack and getting those faster play the balls on, all the way up to third and fourth, running our big guys, getting the quick scoop up from like TAYLAN Silva or Api Korosai, running it back off, catching those markers off guard. Do you think that would do us a lot of favor?
yeah, I think it will do us a lot of favor. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, man. Well, I super appreciate you jumping on for Fan Friday. How can people find you? I know you have a YouTube channel if you kind of want to plug that and maybe your
Yeah. I'll
Instagram and
put
stuff.
it in or something. Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. All right. Well, you take it easy, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, I always appreciate chatting with you. So, what are your thoughts, Tigers fans, on today's conversation? Are you in agreement? Are you in disagreement? What are some things that you took away? What are some things that you would like to see changed going forward for our squad? But as always, make sure you like and subscribe. If you want to be part of this going forward, make sure you let me know, and we will get a date and time set up. But as always, you take care of yourself. You take it easy now, and I'll see you in the next video.